What is up, Top Shot Nation? Super excited about this one. Happy 2022. We're going to break down all of the plays making it in to Hustle and Show Drop 1, our first Hustle and Show drop of Series 3. And this one's going to be a special one. I'm joined by my right-hand man, Austin Kent. Austin, Happy New Year. How's it going?
It's going great, and Happy New Year to you as well. I'm so excited to dig into this. Hustle and Show is just such a beloved set internally by us, but also externally within the community. We just love it. This is the type of basketball that we, if you grew up playing the game or just appreciating it on TV, we love watching these types of plays, both aspects of the job.
Yeah, and for the layman's out there, we've got 10 moments making it into packs for this drop. 5 of the moments lean a little bit more on the hustle side. 5 of the moments lean a little bit more toward the showy side. This drop is one of my favorites and can't wait to break it down. Without further ado, let's start with maybe the heart and soul of the team that best encapsulates grit and grind. That is the Memphis Grizzlies. And we've got Dillon Brooks. Let's check out this play. So you see a little bit of hustle and show here. Dillon not afraid to dive, get onto the ground, but also the no-look pass to Desmond Bane. Just a perfect encapsulation of both.
Yeah, you love to see Dillon Brooks, just the heart and soul he puts in every possession. It just never gets old. And that's basically the story of this whole Grizzlies team. And this play comes on December 6th, right in the middle of that big, long stretch that the Grizzlies had to play without their star player. John Morant obviously missed a lot of time in December. And Dillon Brooks was one of several Grizzlies players that just stepped up. And, whether he's playing with Ja, whether he's shouldering more of the offensive load himself, what you do know you're going to get from Dillon Brooks is somebody who's going all out on every single possession. So you love seeing him hit the floor like that and then celebrating the nice little fancy pass. He knows he impressed us.
Absolutely. Moving ahead, we've only done Hustle and Show twice, 2 different series, and we've got a return from Marcus Smart, who had arguably the nicest moment in Hustle and Show Series 2. We see it again here. Marcus Smart has always been a hustler on the court. Here we see him diving dirty, passing it off to Jason Tatum. This is Celtics Lakers at its finest, and Marcus Smart really leaving his imprint on the matchup.
Definitely. Perhaps the name sort of that you think of when you think of a Hustle and Show themed set. The only 2-time hustle player that made it into this Series 3 drop. You got to love it. He's done this, even before he entered the NBA. This is just who he is. He's going to get it done. So you love seeing the hustle play in a matchup against the rival Lakers.
Next up, we've got an Atlantic Division rival, arguably the best perimeter defender in the entire NBA, Matisse Thybulle. And here we see him hustling for the corner rejection.
Yeah, you love it. Never gives up on a play. Matisse Thybulle is such a feared and respected defender, and this is how he gets that reputation. Thybulle actually snuck into the Hustle and Show set last year, but he did it with a breakaway jam in the show portion of the drop. So this is certainly more of a return to form for Matisse Thybulle, who has really just become such a valuable piece for the Sixers and just continues to solidify himself as one of the best in the league at what he does.
Absolutely. Now, moving from the Atlantic Division to the Central Division, we've got Myles Turner, currently leads the NBA in blocks per game, one of the best interior defenders in the entire league. And here we see him hustling out. And walk us through this play, man.
Like you said, leading the league in blocks this year. He led the league in blocks last year. This is what Myles Turner does. And if we've learned anything over the course of the existence of Top Shot, is that we all love double blocks. So to see Myles Turner, he got 6 blocks in this game, 2 of them on this possession. Not only to get that initial block, then to hit the floor at the baseline, recover, and then get the second one. Myles Turner, you know what you have. You have like a one-man rim protection wrecking crew. So it's fun to be able to highlight that in a set like this.
Yeah, and that's one of the most emphatic dunkers in the entire league, Aaron Gordon, that he's rejecting on that second block. So Myles Turner, not afraid of getting postered because more times than not, he's the one that's going to be doing the reverse poster, the rejection. So that one's one of my favorites from this drop. Moving ahead, we've got our last of the hustle leaning plays here. In this one, we've got Devin Vassell really having a nice breakout year 2 with the San Antonio Spurs. And here we see what made him a lottery pick last year, just the good defensive instincts and the athleticism on full display.
I love seeing him just hound the ball, just never gives up on it. And then as soon as he pokes it away, is able to chase it down and recover in time to, finish off the break. Vassell is such an interesting player, and he's such an interesting fit with a great organization, an organization that turns out players just like this time and time again. So to be able to watch Vassell really take a great leap forward in the second year, and to be able to do this in the team season opener, it was a nice sort of sign of what's to come.
Yeah, I'm very high on Devin Vassell long term. San Antonio doesn't necessarily get tons of attention from the national media, but he's looked solid, and wouldn't be surprised if long term he has a big time role on a contender. Moving ahead here, we're going to move to the show portion of the drop. Certainly some epic dunks ahead, and notwithstanding, we've got one from arguably the best dunker in the NBA in Miles Bridges.
Yeah, leave it to Miles Bridges to put on a show. One of the things that we really love to hone in on for this aspect of this set is finding players that know they've got fast breaks. They know that everybody's watching, and this is their time to really sort of show out. And who's better at doing that than Miles Bridges? While he can, churn out poster after poster in traffic, if you give him a runway like this, you're in for something quite fascinating, and a nice little 360 here for one of the most improved players of the year this season. Dropped 32 points in a win in this game. He's just doing more and more every day, and Hornets fans are lucky to be able to watch that night in and night out.
Now, from one of the best dunkers in the NBA to one of the best dunks of the season, we've got Greg Brown III, the only rookie in this drop. And Greg Brown, with his only 2 points of the night, he made them count.
Certainly. One of the most, fascinating solo buckets probably in NBA history. When you can pull off the first, we haven't confirmed this, but we have reason to believe that this is the very first in-game East Bay funk dunk since Ricky Davis back in 2003. And that's certainly a moment that we thought worth commemorating. Of course, Obi Toppin, anybody watching a Christmas Day game saw that Obi Toppin has since done the same sort of through the legs dunk. He's done it twice. But Greg Brown III was the first one with the audacity to pull it off in game. And you love to see it from a rookie. That's bold.
Yeah, what makes this even more bold, it's not like Miles Bridges in the previous dunk where he has the entire half court to operate with. This is like somewhat contested. You can see it in the thumbnail. It's not like he had all the room in the world to pull this off, and he pulled it off. And certainly a miss there would be a Shaqtin' a Fool candidate. So nicely done from Greg Brown, having not just the audacity to attempt it, but the athleticism and the skill to pull it off. And while we move back from one of the best dunks of the year to one of the best dunkers of the last decade, we've got Aaron Gordon. He was on the receiving end of a block earlier in the show, but here we see him with reckless abandon at the rim.
Yeah, an incredible dunker that we're just so fortunate to be able to watch over the course of his career thus far. And another one of those guys that'll put you on a poster, but if he gets a clear shot at the basket, he's going to put on a show. You love to see it. Show out, throw out. Aaron Gordon is just so exciting to watch.
Yeah, and not many 50s from my recollection in the NBA, especially like high-flying 50s. And of course, Aaron Gordon wore 00 in Orlando, or maybe it was singles. Believe it was 00. So to now be up to 50, he's gotten his fair share of 50s in the dunk contest. So there you have it. Moving ahead, we've got one of the younger Lakers, one of the more exciting Lakers. This is Malik Monk in his crypto.com breakout statement dunk here.
You love it. I think he's fit, right in with this team that, on paper loaded with stars, not necessarily, going as well as they thought it would early on. But you're seeing, as the rest of this team sort of figures themselves out, and players have missed time with injury, Malik Monk has really become a significant contributor for them. The guy was a lottery pick not too long ago for a reason, and he's really stepped up, and that's increased over the course of the year. 20 points in 6 of the last 13 games. When you think of the names on the roster, all the Hall of Famers, and Malik Monk is certainly shouldering a lot of the load for them. In addition to just making an impact, he's also, providing at least some showtime for a Lakers team that is still sort of identifying themselves. And to see a play like this in a game against the rival Celtics was fun to see as well.
Absolutely. And Malik Monk, obviously, on the I don't know if it's technically the veterans minimum, but making a minimum contract this year. All stories out there indicate he turned down significantly bigger offers to go to LA to have the opportunity to do it under the brightest lights. And if they don't make the finals, at least they'll have this moment immortalized against the Celtics as a statement windmill against, the biggest rivalry of NBA history. Moving ahead here, we've got one more moment in the drop. This one from Karl-Anthony Towns, who has certainly had his fair share of big dunks over the years. And this one, it really mirrors what we've seen from LeBron. Some have called it the Kobe tribute dunk. It's not quite that, but definitely a little bit of an homage there, at least.
Yeah, you love it. And you love to see it coming from a big man. I feel like we say similar things every time we watch Karl-Anthony Towns do something. And it's because it's incredible. Every time you see some of the stuff he pulls off with that guard-like movements in a very, very much big man body. And Karl-Anthony Towns was actually in the show drop last year. So he's the only 2-time show drop member. And I just love the fact that when he's on a break, he knows everybody's watching. He's happy to sort of pull something extra out of the bag, and to be able to pull this off in a 43-point win, just incredible.
Yeah, 21 points in 24 minutes. The guy can put up buckets at will. Well, moving ahead from those players in the drop, obviously rounding out with Cat, one of the few unicorns in the NBA, near 7-footer, true 7-footers that can really shoot from the perimeter and kind of do it all on the inside. Moving along to our challenger awards, to another unicorn. Here we've got Kristaps Porziņģis. This one's a little bit more of a hustle play maybe than a show play, but certainly got elements of both in it.
Definitely. It's certainly just a weird play that stands out as soon as you see it. Just see that massive wingspan kind of just snuff out a James Harden floater attempt, and to be able to recover the ball and then finish off the play with a nice little fancy lob. It certainly caught our eye. Definitely love being able to blend elements of hustle and show into, these rewards. And was definitely happy to see that one come across.
Yeah, Knicks fans watching with forlorn, seeing the KP to Hardaway alley-oop in transition. Lots of shades of Rick Smits on this one. Just the 7'3", 7'4" point center bringing the ball to the floor. It really is a sight to behold, and I think years from now we're going to realize we took what Kristaps Porziņģis can do for granted. Moving ahead here to our second of the Challenger Awards. Steph Curry needs no introduction, but this one of his swaggiest plays of the entire season. Austin, walk us through what you see here.
Steph Curry has just won over NBA Twitter time and time again this season, and this is one of those ones where you just see it and you wonder who else would even attempt to pull a move off like this. Again, another play that kind of ties elements of both the hustle and the show, although we feel that this one certainly had a little bit more of the show element. To be able to come out of a scrum, battling for a loose ball, and to just not only just instantly know exactly where your teammate is, but to have the audacity of pulling off that sort of two-handed backward heave. Just unbelievable. Only Steph. We really need to appreciate exactly what Steph does every night.
Yeah, and got to give a little bit of credit to Cody Martin here. He tried his best to kind of intercept this, and it was good anticipation to to see that Steph was eyeing the full court over the head pass. So he did get up there, but Steph just one step ahead as always. And hits Jordan Poole in stride. Very impressive play, as always, from the best shooter in NBA history. Well, there you have it. 10 plays, 2 challenge rewards. Again, one of our prized sets. If you are a Hustle and Show set completer, congrats on the free airdrop. Very happy for you. And to everyone else, big drop coming. And we're excited to share these new moments with you. This is, again, just the first of 2 Hustle and Show drops that we'll have in Series 3. It's one of our favorite sets. We know it's one of your favorite sets, and we can't wait to celebrate this drop with you all coming very soon. Austin, any parting words before we break here?
Like I said, it's just always such a joy to be able to put this set together. Probably one of the sets that the community is just so like hands-on with, and we love to see that. We've loved getting play requests all year long for potential Hustle and Show plays, and we want to see those continue because, like you said, Jacob, there's going to be a second drop for this set. It's the set that just keeps on giving, and what a great opportunity to really shine a light on some players that might not fit in other sort of, conventional core sets. This is a way where we can really shine a light on those people that really make the game of basketball what it is. It's fun to be able to have a spot for those type of ballers like on Top Shot.
Absolutely. And yeah, 2022 is going to be something fierce. We've got a lot of great content coming up, a lot of great pack drops, a lot of great sets. Can't wait to share more with you in due time, everyone. Till next time, happy collecting.